Cool. Hello, folks. Welcome back to the another live stream with us at OpenCo community. And today with us, we will talk about how you can contribute to Jina AI with our DevRel lead at Jina AI. Jina AI, that is Alex. So let me bring the stage on the Alex. Hi, Alex. How are you?
Hey, I'm great, thanks. And it's such a pleasure to be here.
Thanks, Alex. So, like many people, those who are like being a part of my community, so they know you pretty much well. But those who are new, they are joining in community, they are exploring communities. So can you give a small introduction from your end?
Okay, so as you said, I'm Alex CG. I'm the developer relations lead for Jina AI. I've been involved in open source for years. I guess I first got started when I joined a hackerspace. And a hackerspace is a place where people come and build open hardware, open software. Looks a lot like this, lots of 3D printers, lots of crazy toys. From there, I got into doing open source aerospace, open source eco villages, and now I'm in open source AI, and based in Berlin and loving it.
Cool. For on every session, I give a kind of a code. People do quality contribution. Don't spam anywhere. Open source the year for if you are open source is for year to create community again, but again for you to improve your skills, to enhance new skill, to upskill again basically. So try to learn and don't go for swags again. If you've been active in Jina AI, so it's not necessary to follow swag. It's for the learning purpose. That's what I want to say, because in it is in Hacktoberfest, it's keep on coming on the spamming kind of thing. So we didn't want that. We as a moderator or like maintainer of that particular project, we know spamming is not a good thing, and you're not able to get any skill on that end. But cool. Let me Alex, if you want to share your screen, so I will add on to you. Yep.
Okay, give me 1 second. Right.
Sure. And also, folks, if you want, you can wait till the end. We will try about, if you want also, if you're contributing Jina AI and you want some swags, so we can do that stuff also and at the end. And yep, cool. I added the screen, and cool. Yep. So I'm going backstage. I know, Alex, you will kill on it. So yeah.
That's right. I'm a cold-blooded killer, baby. That's what I do. That's
Yeah.
an open source. All right. So
Cool.
let's
Okay,
kick it off. So yeah, I'm here today to talk about Jina and neural search. So most of you might not have heard of neural search before, but don't worry, we'll go into that. We'll make it clear. And a content warning, there are going to be some cute animals ahead and some ones that really aren't so cute. So yeah, you've been warned. So if you go running screaming from the screen later on, then I'm not to blame. But before we talk about neural search, let's think about what is just plain old basic search. So most people, when you think of search, you'd think of this. You'd think of a box with text, you type it in, you hit enter, results come up. Something like Google, Stack Overflow, the usual things, right? But actually search is so much more. You know, maybe you're in your app store and you're searching. That's bringing up a whole different kind of results, apps. That's still working with text, but we can do so much more than that. Searching with audio, if you use Shazam and you want to find songs by Beyonce, you know, put in a bit of a Beyonce song, it'll come back with other songs by her, or other songs that are very similar, like Destiny's Child songs. Now I feel really old. You could do a video-to-video search. You could do PDF to PDF search. Like if I've got a PDF about machine learning and I want to find similar ones, that's a search problem. Even chatbots are a kind of search when you think about it. But instead of lots of results coming back, you're just getting the one. So search is everywhere. It's in pretty much every app we use, pretty much every website out there, and even internally at enterprises. Search, search, search. But now what's neural search? Well, I'm not going to tell you directly. But first of all, let's look at some pictures. Let's really take our time on this slide because it's pretty damn nice. And I spent many happy hours today looking at pictures of cute animals. Oh, bless. So what do we see when we look at this picture? We see cute animals. Cuteness just radiates off the screen. We see puppies, we see kittens, we see little fluffy bundles of joy. if we were going to put them on a graph in our head, they're all about the same level of cute, give or take. Though I like this one best, the little white fluff ball. But yeah, we would place them on a graph between cat and dog. You know, that's pretty basic. You don't need to be Einstein to do that. And let's look at some more pictures. And yeah, sorry, people. Yikes. Yeah, let's move on from that. But if we're putting these on a graph with the other ones, now we've got two axes. We've got cat, we've got dog, and we've got ah, and we've got ah. So yeah, again, I'm taking cuteness and adding math and adding horrible animals. So I'm sorry for that. Before we move forwards a little bit, let's just talk about some definitions. So these things, the axes, we can think of these as dimensions. So we've got the cute, scary dimension. We've got the cat-dog dimension. And the place where a point of data fits, in this case an animal, we call this an embedding. And these are some really common words when you're talking about neural networks and machine learning and deep learning, all of those things. And the whole thing, all of this together, we call it the index. So now let's do a search. We'll do sort of a, you could think of it as an image-to-image search, but in your head, you know, in your meat neural network, you're not thinking about this as an image of a dog. You're thinking about this as a cute, fluffy little white dog, the real deal. So let's just think of it like that, as an animal. So where would this animal fit? I think we all know. It's not going to fit up here in the uglies, is it? It's going to fit around here. So we could say we found the closest match. It's a search problem. We matched a couple of dogs. And the way we did that, I mean, yeah, you know, it is just pictures of cats and dogs. We're not that thick. But why can we do this? You know, if you take someone who's never seen cats or dogs before, that's a lot more difficult. But we understand the dimensions of ugly, cute, cat, dog, and that lets us build a mental model. And into that model, we embed the pictures. If we see new pictures of cats and dogs, we can embed them in that model. If we see that they're cute or ugly or whatever, we know where to put them. Yeah, like I said, your meat-based neural network just built and queried or searched an index for the nearest neighbor to this cute little pup. And now neural search does the same thing, but instead of meat, it's using silicon. And you have mental models. The thing we're talking about is deep learning models. So the same thing is what you're doing right now with your noggin, but with silicon. So in short, neural search uses embeddings from deep learning models for similarity search. The diagram I showed was a little simplistic. Usually these models have hundreds of dimensions. As to ours, I mean, we could think about the ears on the kitten or the puppy. Are they floppy? The color, is it black? Is it white? The size, big to emol. What the hell is emol? Oh, thank you, past Alex, for that ridiculous typo. The number of eyes, background color, all of these different things. So this is, in a sense, what neural search is. It has several advantages. It's semantic. As I said before, when we look at a picture of a cat or a dog, we're not just seeing blobs of color. We're seeing something our brain recognizes as a cat or as a dog. It has meaning. It's semantic. And neural search is data type agnostic. You could hear the word cat and imagine that animal. You can see a picture of a cat and imagine that animal. You could hear someone go meow and imagine a cat. Different types of data, but you can map them to different things, to the same thing. Beyond that, you know, humans, I mean, I haven't tasted cat, but, you know, all the different senses you have different models for different things. You have a model for food, you have a model for what you do at work, you have a model for everything. And it's the same with neural search. Different models for different things. Now, the challenges of neural search is that I've been talking about brains, in a sense, neural networks. And brains, damn, they're complicated. So trying to get different brains talking to one another, I mean, if you've ever been on a bad date, you've seen how difficult it can be for one human to talk to another human. And it's the same with neural networks on silicon. If you're trying to do a lot of complicated things, there are going to be clashes. In the case of deep learning neural networks, this could be maybe one of them wants to use Python 3.7 and one of them wants to use Python 3.9. They're not going to get on. And one might want to use TensorFlow 1.2 and one might want to use TensorFlow 1.1. And one doesn't like Docker, things like that. So it's been very difficult to do this kind of thing, build this kind of search experience in production. That's where Jina comes in. We really focus on solving the infrastructure and the optimization. So yeah, in short, our mission is to provide an open source neural search ecosystem so you can search any kind of data with high availability and scalability. The stuff I showed you before, like PDF search, audio search, image search, video search, chatbot, all of that is possible to build with Jina. I can show you some examples. If you go to showcase.jina.ai, we can ask a paper anything. So we can search for papers about transfer learning. So we take a simple question and we get a PDF that comes back. And in this case, well, in our presentation, we were looking at pictures of cats and dogs. In this case, the model understands PDFs. It takes the text, it takes the images, it puts them into a graph, like we just showed you. And then based on what I type in as a query, it'll find something similar. Now, this is a pretty small data set, so we're not going to get a lot of very good matches. But in production, you would be using a much larger data set. You would probably fine-tune your model more. We've also got e-commerce. So here we can use images. So a pair of white shoes. We can ignore this for now. And, oh dear. There we go. We've got shoes coming back. I think the algorithm needs a little bit of work, but we can also have an image and a word as well. So you could say, we want those, but in blue. Or we want those, but in red, for example. The model here understands the pictures. It understands that this is a pair of sneakers, or that this is a pair of blue sneakers or black sneakers. And what I particularly like, which my mind was kind of blown by this, is for game developers. Now, these things might look kind of boring. I mean, we've got a dome, a black thing, and I don't even want to know what that is. But actually, these are 3D models. So we've got a baseball cap, a piano, and a gun. So if we search for the gun, we get back other guns, because the model here, it understands what a 3D model is. It understands shapes. It understands points. If we go for a piano, we're going to get pianos and things back. And if you play with this on mobile, you can actually project the 3D mesh, the 3D model, into your surroundings. Spin it around, zoom in, zoom out. It's pretty funky. Yeah, that blew my mind because I was not expecting it at 9 a.m. when I was on the way to work on the subway. And there I was playing with a tiny piano on the floor of the subway. Let's go back to the deck. So yeah, Jina can search all kinds of things. If there's a neural network, a computer neural network out there that can understand it, Jina can search it. We've even got teamwork, a couple of guys working on building a search engine for amino acids, which again, blew my mind. And in Jina, you only really need to learn 3 things. First thing, the document. So this could be an image, it could be a piece of text, it could be a few frames of video, the most fundamental thing you want to search through. We've got an executor, and this is how Jina processes documents. So if we're taking a piece of long text, like a PDF about machine learning, first of all, you would want to segment it, cut it down into paragraphs or sentences. Then you would encode it. That would mean putting it on the graph, so you can work out its nearest neighbors. And then in the real world, if you want to look up something fast in a real paper book, you go to the index. That's fast. And we also do that with Jina. We build an index to make fast lookup. And then we combine all of these executors into a flow. We chain them together, then we pass the document through. And yeah, each executor does a little thing to the document. At the end of it, we can search through that document really easily. I like to think of it like Bash. I have been using Linux forever. Bash is like my second language. So yeah, if you were using Bash, you'd go cat document.txt, pass that to a cutter, to an encoder, and to an indexer, and bang, that's done. With Jina, you would do flow add cutter, add encoder, add indexer, and then with flow, index it, and input the docs. But it goes beyond that as well, because you can also add something like apt-get. So instead of you having to write all of these different things, all of these different functions, you can just use them from Jina Hub. So in this case, it would be cool new encoder, and you just go Jina Hub / cool new encoder. And we go to hub.jina.ai. The net here is a little slow, but we'll get there. Yeah, you can see a whole bunch of these. These are all pre-built. We've got things like Transformer Torch Encoder, which uses PyTorch in the Transformers library, so state-of-the-art things. You don't have to write a line of deep learning or machine learning code. You just integrate it with Jina Hub like that. For myself, I have no formal background in machine learning. Hell, I have no formal background in computer science. I studied Chinese. But yeah, I can build a search engine really easily. Like I have built a search engine for memes, which AWS is being a little glitchy at the moment. Otherwise, I would show you. So in short, with Jina, you can build a neural search engine with just a few lines of code. And by few, I would say for something very basic, 40 lines of code. For something more advanced, like let's have a look at my meme search example. Give me 1 second while I pull up the URL. We can look at the code itself. That'll give you an idea. So I've written a backend for searching images, a backend for text, and a Streamlit front end. We'll just look at the backend for text right now. They've got a few imports. With any data set, you have to prepare the documents. With Jina, we do provide helpers for common data formats like CSV or JSON. I'm just happening to use a complicated data set, so I have to pass the JSON a bit more manually. And here's the flow. So I've commented out a bit of stuff because I'm a messy coder. But yeah, here we're using Spacey text encoder. I like Spacey because it's super fast. I indexed 200,000 memes in under 10 minutes with that. And the indexer to take these and build a very fast index for speedy lookup. Then we index it. Then we open it up for querying. And this is just boilerplate stuff to help me run it from the command line. But as you can see, 101 lines of code to build a search engine for searching the text in memes. So very, very few lines. And yeah, a lot of that is dealing with the data, which if you've been involved in data science or machine learning, you'll know that that is its own challenge. So the actual fundamental search operations are very, very simple to work with. Okay, coming back to it. So yeah, you can search any kind of data. If there's a neural network out there that understands it, you can integrate that into Jina and feed in the data you've got. You can scale it up for deployment with Docker, with Kubernetes. Again, just 3 simple concepts: document, executor, flow. And you can use existing models from Jina Hub, as I mentioned, with just a couple of lines of code. So yeah, you don't need a machine learning background to build a neural search engine. Okay, now I'll talk a little bit about how you can contribute to Jina. But first, do we have any questions?
Yes, we have one question. I think so. There is 3 part, but it's like a one question only. So Akshay is asking where we can deploy Jina.ai. I mean, basically, it's asking about means platform support. So and do Jina has support for game engines also. So yeah.
So in terms of hosting, we've done stuff on AWS. We've done stuff on Google Cloud Platform. My examples always work on AWS. I've had very few problems, except with the reliability of AWS itself. In terms of Jina and game platforms, so there's been talk of indexing Unity game assets. So yeah, if there's a neural network that understands Unity game assets, and I think there is, you can throw your game assets into that. That'll turn them into embeddings on the graph. And then Jina can use that to build a whole search experience.
Cool. Till now, there is no more question as such. You can continue over that, Alex. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go on to the next deck, which is about how to contribute. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this one is about how to contribute to open source in general and Jina in particular. But why? Who cares? Why do you want to do this? Well, I mean, you're already here listening to me chatter on. So yeah, I guess you've got your reasons, but let's look at a few. So first of all, hey, it's Hacktoberfest. You can do it. You can plant a tree. Hooray, you're helping to save the planet. It also builds up your confidence as a developer. It builds up your GitHub profile and CV. And when we hire at Jina, the first thing we look at is someone's GitHub profile. It's like LinkedIn. Come on, do I look like I wear a suit? I don't use that junk. I'm all about the GitHub. I'm checking how many little green boxes you got on your profile. When I first got into open source, it really helped me scratch an itch. I started with a book called Automate the Boring Stuff with Python. And you know how the pandemic screwed up the world. When I was out of a job, I used Python. Did I use Python? Yeah. I used either Python or just bash scripting to write a cover letter generator. So when you apply for jobs, you need a cover letter. And it's just, oh, do I have to manually go in and do all this stuff? Who has time for that? So with just one command line thing, I could put in the name of the company, the position, boom, it spit out a PDF, a doc, it'd copy everything to my clipboard. It just saved me so much time. And that actually helped me get a job. Companies have been so impressed at my laziness by writing a cover letter generator. It really helped. It helped me gain a lot of understanding about how things work. And open source has given so much to me. I've been involved in this world for so long. And, you know, it's all about giving back. It's important. I find it really fun to work on open source. The people are fantastic to work with. Like I'm at the Hackerspace right now. Almost everything here is open source, and the community and the people are fab. And like I said, if you want to work for Jina, yeah, make your GitHub profile green again. Yeah, and also we have a wall of fame for anyone who contributes to any Jina project gets featured on our repo, which is, hi, sorry, in a meeting. Sorry, people are knocking on the door here. Everyone wants to come into the Hackerspace and look at the cool 3D printers and glowy LEDs and whatnot. So yeah, this is our repo. Yeah, if you want to find out more about Jina, you can go to get.jina.ai. And yeah, here we have all the contributors, 191 people who've contributed to our project. Let's bring this back up. Yeah, and of course, swag as well. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. So in terms of what you can contribute, there are so many different things. If you're more technical, we can do issues, pull requests, executors, and so on. I mean, executors are very specific to Jina, but also outreach and community things like blog posts, social media, and so on, even just giving support to other people on Slack. So if you want to get started, first of all, read through our basic docs. So we've got docs. The computer's being really slow now. Docs.jina.ai. We've got a lot of really clear docs and concepts here. Again, talking about document executor flow, blah, blah, blah. You've heard it all before, but that's a good thing to read through. Use Jina for a while, get an understanding of how it works. Build a simple example. We've got some labels on our repo. Good first issue is a good place to start. Where are you all? Yeah, here we are. So like writing blog posts, build something using Jina, like a product lookalike, all of these different things. Loads of things for you to work on. And yeah, join our, I would suggest our Discord community and tell us what you have in mind on the channels. Because, you know, there are so many ways that you can contribute to open source that I don't have time to go into them all. But if you have an idea and you want to help, let us know. So talking about PRs and issues, first up, read through our contribution guide. That's really exhaustive. And it's not the most fun thing to read, but these are the rules. And they may seem a little intense, but this really helps us keep organized as an open source project. It helps us with our change logs. It just helps us with everything. I've contributed to repositories that didn't do this before, and it just turns into a mess very quickly. You don't know where to find anything. So yeah, we've got steps to make your first submission, naming conventions. This isn't just a Jina thing. The conventional commit guidelines are guidelines followed by a lot of projects. So how to name your branch, how to do your commit messages, all of that. You can test it locally. Yes. I think I need to increase my swap space. Some prerequisites. If you're going to make a PR, I would suggest having a background in Python and obviously be able to use Git. On our Slack or Discord, well, not on our Slack or Discord, on GitHub, on the issue itself, if you want to work on it, make a comment, just so we know you're working on it and other people don't try to claim it. And if you see have an issue, post it to GitHub, not just chat channels, and use the correct form. We have different forms for different things. Hang on, I'm just going to kill some stuff. Or apparently I'm not. Bear with me 1 second.
Yeah, sure, no issue.
Something is really slowing down my computer.
No issue, Alec.
Looks like Zoom. Oh, Zoom, how I hate you. Zoom is the worst. I don't know if you can see my screen. I'm in the terminal right now, just killing and killing.
We can not terminal, I guess, if you are sharing your terminal.
Okay, right, cool. I think I've killed enough things. So yes, you can see this now. We could click new issue.
Yep, we can see that.
Yep. And we've got different things. If you found a bug or you have a feature request or a suggestion, yeah, just do it in the right place. That's all we ask.
Cool.
Yeah, for docs, all our docs are in our core repo. So Yep. Here. And that goes to build our docs website. So if you're not experienced in coding, but you see some issues in our docs that could be made more straightforward, go for it. Test it locally before pushing, because even little things like tweaking YAML can break things. I've done that so many times by not escaping things or putting a colon without quoting. Understand the terminology. Like we have document array, all one word. It's not document space array, because that is one that came up before. Examples, we love your examples. They make us feel so wonderful. It's all warm and fuzzy inside. Create them in a personal public repo. I would say make them something special. It's like, don't just take our chatbot example and swap out the data set. Use the latest version. I like to use Streamlit for front ends because my JavaScript and Python, JavaScript and CSS frankly suck. And make sure you're using the latest version of Jina. Certainly not 0.x or 1.x. After 2.0, it gets a lot easier. Executors, and not this kind. As I said earlier, an executor performs one simple task on a document. So yeah, we've got a lot of executors already on Jina Hub. This is a public repository, so we want your executors as well. So even just simple things, like I recently made this one. Remove dead URLs. So this doesn't do anything fancy. This just looks at the tags of a document. The tags are the metadata. And it looks for a URL field. And if it's a valid URL, great, keep the document. If it's a bad URL, remove the document. If, or otherwise, if the tag doesn't exist or it's empty, just keep the document. And that was just a few lines of code for me. Doesn't do anything fancy. It's not a machine learning model. It's more of a utility, but one that I am finding very useful in my meme search. So yeah, you can do that with a simple, quick wizard, Jina Hub new. Blog posts, we're always super happy to get them. Some good inspiration is to go to our actual blog, jina.ai/blog. One of our community members, Sibish, wrote a blog post a while ago about integrating Rasa, which is a conversational chatbot platform, with Jina. Don't try to copy this. Actually, don't try to do the steps of this tutorial on your machine because it's using 1.x. But this is a nice example of how to write about Jina. And also on my own blog, I've written some posts that reference Jina, mostly about building my meme search. So yeah, the weirdness of searching memes and some unexpected things. Also how you can build a Jina search engine in just one line of Python, but it's stupid and it's dangerous and don't ever do it, please. Don't blame me if your computer gets hacked. Yeah, use tools like Grammarly. Make it meaningful and personal. All of my blog posts are very, if I say very, very personal, it sounds like super personal information, but no, it's written in my voice and my sense of humor, and I do swear a bit. But hey, that's me. We like those. Support. We really love helping our community. And if you need help, our community is here for you. If you want to help them, get a feel for Jina first of all, but you can join our Slack or Discord and yeah, just go straight ahead. Social media, we love your tweets, TikTok dances, memes, you name it. We had a meme competition a few months ago that went really well. You can tag us, use the right hashtags. Eye-catching graphics always work. I tend to use memes because people like those. And I schedule the post for when I want my audience to see it with tools like Buffer. And anything else you can think of, yeah, just ping us. Chat to us. We're open to ideas. Things to bear in mind. If your contribution doesn't get accepted, don't worry about it. That's normal. My first contributions didn't get accepted either. Even for Jina, I don't think they got accepted because I didn't read this guide. Not all contributions are equal. Unless you're Kim Kardashian, one tweet is not going to be valued the same as one executor. Though, hey, if you're Kim Kardashian and you can write a Jina executor, mad respect. If you're confused about anything, ask in our community. There's no such thing as a dumb question. And in the words of one of my favorite podcasters, ask smart people dumb questions. If you do something amazing, you get God tier swag. These were the prototypes of some of the 3D printed medals that we gave out for the top 3 winners of our meme competition. So I actually made these at this Hackerspace with the 3D printers downstairs, and they are completely personalized. So on the back, there's the winner's name. And swag does take time to ship, so bear with us. Getting stuff through Indian customs has been a bit of a nightmare, and we are finding an Indian supplier as we speak. So we haven't forgotten about you. And all of that being said, we really look forward to your contributions. Jina is an open source project. We wouldn't be here without our community and their contributions. So yeah, we're more than happy to have you on board as part of our community. And yeah, if you have any questions, I'm all ears.
Cool. Yep. So there is not a question as such, but there is one question: where is Hackerspace located? Can you explain on that, and for those who are new to community?
Okay, so let's see, hackerspaces.org, wiki. Man, I haven't used this site in a long time. Where are most of your community located? In India?
Yeah, it's in India. Yeah.
India Hackerspaces. Let's have a look. Okay, India. So active, a lot of Hackerspaces here. So
even I didn't know that.
Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Chennai. Yeah.
Whole metro cities.
And some of them accept residencies as well. I would suggest going to their website and checking them out. There's no central organization of hackerspaces. They just sort of pop up. They're built by people who are passionate about building things. Often they're not very well organized. Sometimes they're very supportive. Sometimes they're less, I would say. This is one of my favorite ones. Hang on, I'll stop sharing my screen.
Yep, cool. So
okay, let me go back. And yeah, we've got all sorts of stuff here. We've got lots of tools in the back. This one is tree themed. Yeah, we've got the LED tree at the back. We've got some weird 3D printed suit of armor there. 3D printers in the basement, laser cutters. There's a bar. There's everything here.
Cool, great. Even I'm thinking of can I start this hackerspace maybe in my city that we are located in my community where it's located. So maybe we can think of that also. Cool. Also for blog, for the swags one, folks, I'm sharing with you a link. And again, if Alex want to add something on swags part, he can. So this is a link. And I just posting over there. Also, the links will be updated in the description. You can check them out. Also, it's a great thing. We just touched 500 subscribers to our channel. So
Hey, nice.
Great. And I'm just sharing the referral link of ours that if you are contributing in any end, it can be blogs, it can be code contribution, it can be documentation contributions, also non-coding contributions. So I think so Jina accept that. And yeah, this are referral, and I just shared it for the link. I just create a banner. You can go to here if you're contributing any end. Share your PR, share if you are talking about coding or non-coding, and if you created a separate blog for Jina AI, like how if you got something learning or insights from this lesson, from this session, just share, tag me, tag Alex, tag our community, open code, tag Julia, tag Jina AI, and you can explore on that. And cool. and this is our referral code. You can go over that also. Cool. And yeah, talking about questions, yeah. So Jina AI been a part of GSOC projects or any kind of organization in GSOC?
So we've been part of the GDSCs quite a lot. We are looking at GSOC as well. And
Great.
yeah, we're looking at working with lots of different communities around the world.
Cool. So if we are like this, I think so. There's one more question. So if we are contributing to Jina AI, so can we get any internship or job opportunity through that? It can possible.
It's certainly possible. And I would say if you do want an internship or a job opportunity, then contributing will really help your chances. I can't promise that contributing alone will get you the position. A lot of people are applying for us at the moment. It is crazy. My weeks are filled with interviews and talks like this. I prefer the talks like this.
Great. Let me check again on that end. Is there any question that we are missing out? Cool.
I mean, actually, part of the Jina interviewing process is making a contribution. So yeah, if you don't do that, then there's no hope for getting anything.
Cool. Again, I'm saying all the links are in the description. You can check. I just linked the GitHub link, and also if you want to join Slack or Discord server, also I can drop. If you want, I can drop in the chat section also in a couple of moments. Just give me a moment for that.
I would recommend the Discord.
Yep, sure. Just folks, just give me a moment. Like I have to open the Discord, and I know in the Ubuntu Discord server takes up loading time so much high on that end, my end. So just give me a moment for that, folks. I'm just sharing with you all. And Slack server again, if I think so, it's public server. So again, you can Google it, but so do not tension. I can share with you all, so there is no issue on that end.
For Discord, just go to discord.jina.ai. We've set up a URL redirect.
Great.
And to download, just get.jina.ai.
Just
GET, not git, get. Yeah, to get.
Yep.
So you can get to Jina.
Cool. Yep. So let me share the link with you all. Cool. Yep. Cool. Cool. I got this and I'm sharing with you all. Yep. Cool. Also, I'm sharing the Slack server link also with you all. And
Slack.jina.ai. Yeah.
Yep. And for the Discord also, I'm just sharing. Just give me a moment. Cool. Yep. Got it. Cool. Yep. Yep. Cool. I just dropped here. Cool. Also, folks, try go to follow Alex and Jina AI. If you are if you think you are really passionate about contributing to Jina AI, and again, community is very welcoming. I must say, I've been a part of that community, and it's so much welcoming. You can just try out and try to explore that stuff. That what I prefer.
Exactly. So get your hands dirty. That's the best way.
So
we're using both. Sorry, I just see the question. Why are we using both Discord and Slack? We started off with Slack initially, and that's more where our enterprise users hang out, because Slack is generally installed by people who wear suits, let's be honest. Discord, we use that for our students and younger developer communities. It's more vibrant, it's less enterprisey. So yeah, it's not a perfect solution, but it's the solution we've got right now.
Cool. Yeah, I think so. There's no more question as such for right now. And yeah, again, folks, all the links are in the description. You can check them out. And after this session, I just update all the links that shared by Alex over there. So do not take tension. You can revert back in maybe 5 minutes after this session, and you can see all. Also, our Discord server is here. So I also actually I'm creating a blog from 3 October to 15th October about what are the session that we have done. So do not take attention in single blog. I am just listing out every links, every insight that you got from that, and yeah. Cool. Let me. Yeah. Also, I just created a banner over there, so you can go to the Discord server also. Cool. Yeah, I said there is no more question for, but yeah, thanks Alex for accepting our invitation and join over and share about Jina AI specifically. And again, folks, I am just saying, do quality contribution, do add value to that particular project. That's some must. Again, if you're taking one PR, if Hacktoberfest, I know 4 PRs are required, but even though you are not can't make it, it's okay. But being a part of that community, doing after the Hacktoberfest is over, is the main thing that what any open source community wants. And again, being a part of networking with awesome folks from that community, again, you can learn a lot from this. Again, Alex, if you want to add something, maybe a last pointer for that, maybe this session, yeah, you can go on.
If you ever want to work for a FANG company or a cool startup like Jina, you're going to need some quality contributions. They're not going to accept a photo of your wardrobe with a lot of Hacktoberfest shirts, are they? They're going to want to see a lot of green squares on your GitHub profile, a lot of quality code that you've written. So yeah, focus on the quality, not the swag.
Yep. Cool. Okay, folks. Hope so you got something from this session. And just reminding you from tomorrow, that will be, I think, so last session. That tomorrow this is the last session with Shiva Lamba, who will explain you how you can contribute to Jenkins. And I hope so you love that session and set your reminder over there again. Cool. So see ya, folks. Bye. And had a great year. I think so. Actually, in India there is a festival is going on. So happy Navaratri to all of you here. So
yes, happy Navaratri, happy that thing.
Yeah. So yeah,
this is butchered Hindi.
Yeah, this small for our there's our goddesses that call that we are focusing on, like try to be like in a maybe supporting that festival actually focus on how we can respect women, that totally focus on that, and that we are called Durga Mata, that we can say we have a goddess called Durga, so we are praise them. And again, yeah, that part. So I hope so, folks, you love this session. And if you feel any regarding insight about this session, take a screenshot out of this, share your insight, tag me, tag Alex, tag Jina AI, tag our community. And I hope so you got some insight over that. And yeah, thanks Sanskriti. I think so that's a great thank you Alex for the amazing session.
Thanks Sanskriti. Thanks everyone. Bye.
Cool.